really want a family. I've waited for my husband for so many years, and I'm just getting mad, and I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
So Lolo Jones posted on her Instagram that she is about to turn 40 and she decided to freeze her eggs. So Uncle Kevin Samuels, what you think about this?
That's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
I'm a PhD.
I can't help but ask, isn't 39 a little bit too old to start freezing your eggs? Wouldn't it be better to have done this at a younger age? At a maximum of early 30s, maybe, or late 20s? Guys, for starters, the purpose of this video is not to make fun of Lolo Jones. I actually wish her all the best. I hope everything works out. It's not too late. Hopefully that she meets the guy of her dreams. But we have to be realistic. What we see from Lolo, this is a sad reality, and it will be more and more common in our generation and even more common in the next generation upcoming. The reason being is that a lot of women in our generation are unwilling to settle. They don't want to be realistic with their standards. They don't want any constructive criticism. We saw it with all the ladies that called up to Kevin Samuels' show. We saw it with the ladies that would call into Kendra G's show. A lot of women that would call into the shows would say that they want a guy who makes six figures. And it's so bad for some of them that the lower six figures, like 100,000, 150,000, isn't enough. Preferably, he has to make at least 300,000, or preferably in the millions. He also has to be tall. He's got to be attractive. Can't be boring. Can't be cheap. He has to be willing to spend some money on her, take her on outings. Some of these women actually look down on 9-to-5 guys. They also look down on corporate guys. You also have some that look down on guys who are blue-collar workers like plumbers, electricians, garbage men, truck drivers. Because after all, you can't brag to your homegirls about how your man is a plumber. You can't brag to your homegirl how your man is a garbage man. And on top of that, the guy also has to be faithful. He has to treat her right. And for some of them, he has to be a God-fearing man. Preferably a guy who goes to church. But even if you do meet a guy like this, there's no guarantees that he will even want you or that you will meet his standards. After all, guys have standards too. These guys, they know what they bring to the table. Some, they don't care to be in a relationship and rather have a roster of women. Or some just prefer being single and focusing on themselves. So what are the chances of you even meeting a guy like that? They don't grow on trees. Even if you do meet a guy like this, and even if he's interested in being with you, what are the chances that you guys will be compatible, even if he checks off all the boxes? The average American doesn't make six figures, and it's so bad. You have women out here that expect guys to already make six figures at 18 years old, as if most men do not reach their financial peaks until their late 30s, and most millionaires are usually around the 50s and 60s years old. And if you try to ask these women to be realistic, you get attacked, like we just saw with TD Jakes or all the women celebrating Kevin Samuels passing away. Lolo is a beautiful lady, and I'll be shocked if she did not get any attention from men or having guys trying to take her out in her prime years. We also have to keep in mind that she takes pride on saving herself for marriage, which is okay, but let's be realistic. It makes it even harder to meet a guy who's willing to wait that long. But what most likely happened, she met decent guys in her prime years, but she was most likely more focused on her career, or she was just being too picky and trying to wait for the perfect guy. Now, unfortunately, this is what comes with it. This is what Uncle Kevin Samuels was trying to warn a lot of women about. And unfortunately, this will be more common. Winter is coming. Things are going to be harder for women. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to focus on her career. That's actually a great thing. But let's be real. The older a woman gets, the harder it is to meet a guy. Your 20s are the prime years for mate selection and to be able to attract the most men. And as a woman gets older, unfortunately, the way the creator designed it, it gets harder to have kids. So Lolo, the question is, who's at fault here? Who's to be blamed? And should we feel sympathy for you? Or is this all just the result of your decisions for being too picky, having unrealistic standards, and not taking priority on relationships and being more focused on your career. Unfortunately, in this generation where women talk down on guys for not being rich, they overlook those guys, they brag about not cooking, not cleaning, they don't want any type of constructive criticism. They don't want to be realistic with their dating options. They look down on men who are 9 to 5s. They look down on guys who are more blue collar guys. They look down on guys for not being lit enough, not being on the gram, not popping bottles in the club, not splurging, not living a fast lifestyle. They say he's too boring, and just being overly too picky. Unfortunately, this will be the reality for a lot of women. And in our generation, you have women showing off their goodies all over Instagram, twerking nonstop. You have a lot of them having OnlyFans pages. It has become a very slim picking for guys who are looking for a wholesome woman out here. So what's going to end up happening? We're going to see more and more women like Lolo Jones. We see it all the time. More and more men are going their own way. You got the red pill community, which is growing, becoming more popular than ever. You got men going their own way. You got men who are the passport bros who teach men and recommend that they go overseas to find a woman instead of America. You got guys that have tried to do the right thing, but they were left with a broken heart and have been ruined financially by the family court. They've lost their assets in divorces. And in America, divorce is at an all-time high. You got guys who are also just wanting to focus on themselves, their careers, their businesses. They focus on self-improvement, and they just see relationships at a discretion. You got guys realizing women have so high standards that you have to pay to play. So they're more focused on becoming a high value guy, becoming that 6-figure guy, so they keep that tunnel vision and don't want to be distracted by relationships. You got guys not wanting nor seeing the benefits of relationships, and the outcome is there's already slim pickings for women to choose from. And now it's going to be even slimmer, which will lead to more and more women ending up like Lolo Jones. And guys, this video was not to attack Lolo. I actually wish her all the best. But guys, this is an unfortunate reality. We're going to see more and more women end up like Lolo Jones. So let me know what you think. And with that being said, I am out.